Okay, welcome to Two Man Meta. I'm Mondo Spanner, and today we are going to be opening some Dominaria Remastered, which is awesome because it only came out like today or yesterday. So, awesome sauce. Let's get into it. So, I don't know whether you've seen, but this has loads and loads of reprints from previous sets, which I'm really excited about because I played Magic, well, before 2000, before I went to uni in 97. So there are some cards in here like Royal Assassin, which I'm really, probably not like the most amazing cards in the world, but they're still cards that I absolutely adore. So I'm really excited for that. Oh, I don't care about that. Okay, so let's get into it. Oh, I've got a handy little space. So let's just go through, see what order we get these in, and then we can start skipping past the commons and stuff like that. So Fadea Seer, Mog War Marshal, Ornithopter, Goblin Matron, Veiled Serpent, Wretched Anurid, Radiance Judgment, Undying Rage, Emerald Charm, and then we are into our uncommons. So we've got Swords Plowshares, Flesh Reaver, that is such a sweet picture, Recoil, and then we're onto a rare, which is Body Snatcher, so that's pretty cool. A Zombie Infestation, and then we've got a land and we've got a token. Okay, sweet, so we've got a retro one there, and then a foil there. Okay, so we'll just do it like that. All right, so on to the next pack. Okay, so it goes commons, uncommons, rare, foil. Okay, we can deal with that. Right, so Krosan Restorer, Juggernaut, Polluted Mire, Leaden Fists, Street Wraith, Oromancer, Succatar Lancer, Stonewood Invoker, some double card, Spite and Malice. Oh, Rith's Grove. When Rith's Grove enters the battlefield, sacrifice it unless you return a non-layer land you control to its owner's hand. Dodecapod, that's cool. Lieutenant Kurtar. Oh, and then we've got our retro Street Wraith. And we've got our foil. And we've got a forest and a bird token. That can go on there, I think. So, have you guys been bought into this and been opening some of this? What did you get? Did you get any good pulls? I think everybody's seen what you can get. So, let's hope that we get some good stuff. So this Hyalapterus lemur, I'm sure that was an Ice Age when I was playing, and the picture was a bit like a, I don't know, like a wombat or no, not a wombat, a flipping, what's it? A drop bear. Koala, something like that. Oh, look, got another double card, Life and Death. Oh, and another double card, Fire and Ice. We've got a Dedapult, a Divine Sacrament, seems good for white creatures. Oh, and our retro is a Turnabout. Then we've got a Plains and a Griffin token. I'm a bit devastated that there's no pre-release kits for this set because pre-release kits are what I normally do the best on. Oh, cool. Remote Isle. That seems like a nice little card if you've got a cycling deck. Chain Lightning. Primal Boost. Urborg Uprising. Goblin Turncoat. Cleric of the Forward Order. Avarax. Wild Dogs. Overnize. Lightning Rift again. Oh no, that's Chain Lightning. Okay. So Lightning Rift, Millikin, Stand and Deliver, in case you're a sad 80s child like myself. Oh, Decimate, that's cool. And a retro for Dacia, we saw that earlier, and a mountain and an insect. Right, moving on. Not a single mythic yet. And I heard that these packs were amazing and like absolutely full of stuff. Anyway, let's have a look. Dragon Engine, Terror, sweet. That's the kind of card that you want to see as an old player. That is so sweet. The artwork on it's excellent as well. Terminal Moraine, Twisted Experiment, Spirit Link, Ridgetop Raptor, Sandstorm, Obsessive Search, and then we're on to a Mystic Enforcer, a Thieving Magpie, Floodgate. Oh wow. So that's pretty gnarly. So we got a full art borderless Sylvan Library Mythic, our first Mythic of the day. That's sweet. And then we got a Wild Growth. Oh, and a foil retro Spirit Link. That's pretty cool. And a Plains and a Marit Lage or Lage. I don't know which that is. I don't know what that word is. Okay, on to the next one. Go away. Phyrexian Rager even. Is there any set that doesn't have this card in? Like, I swear this is in every set I've ever played. Right, where are we at? So that, Battlefield Scrounger, Icor Slick, Drifting Meadow, which is another cycling land, Nightscape Familiar, Remedy, Ember Beast, Symbiotic Beast, Hermetic Study, Duress. That in the old border looks awesome. Griffin Guide, Dromar's Cavern, Turnabout. Oh, cool. Nantuko Shade. That is such a sweet card. Oh, and a Retro Island. Very, very nice. And a Sapling. So, I actually got these yesterday, but unfortunately, they were at the post office. So I wasn't able to get them until this morning. Wormfang Drake, Smouldering Crater, another cycling land, Peregrine Drake, a Werebear, that's so cool. I'm sure my mate dated one of them when we were younger. Savannah Lions, unbelievable that they're a common now. Macetail Histrodon, Elvish Aberration, Glintwing Invoker, a Phyrexian Ghoul, and then we've got a Terravore, a Serra Angel. So that's, you know, like if you used to play during Revised and stuff, that's so cool. Spectral Lynx, and then we've got Rift the Awakener. That's cool. 6/6 Dragon for 6, seems legit. And we've got Retro Foil Overnize, and then we've got our Swamp, very pretty Swamp, and we've got a Goblin Token. Okay, one Mythic out of the first third. I mean, to be fair, it's borderless though. Man of War, pretty sure I remember that card. Can't remember what that was in. Was it in Fallen Empires or was it another expansion? Still pretty cool. Nomad Decoy, Deep Analysis, Phyrexian Debaser, Vigilant Sentry, Empty the Warrens. I'm sure I recognise that card as well. What was that out of? I think that's a reprint of something from donkeys ago. Symbiotic Beast, Hermetic Study, Howl from Beyond, and then we're into the uncommons. Tiana, the Ship's Caretaker, Dralnu's Crusade. Oh, that's awesome. Storm Entity. Oh, now we've got a normal Nantuko Shade. And then we've got a Retro Savannah Lions, Plains, and a Zombie. Oh, can't open it. Right. Avon Fisher. Evil Eye of Ormsby Gore. Non-eye creatures you control can't attack. Blimey. Seems a bit leery. Phantom Flock, Icacian Javelineers. They've definitely got to be from Fallen Empires, haven't they? Icacians were in that all over the joint. Subterranean Scout, Break Asunder, Counterspell, Cackling Fiend. Oh, we're on to the uncommons because we've got a double one. Assault and Battery, Thran Golem, and then an Elvish Spirit Guide. Great card. And then we've got a Spinal Embrace. Looks painful. Cast this spell only during combat. Untap target creature you don't control and gain control of it. It gains haste until end of turn. At the beginning of your next end step, sacrifice it. If you do, you gain life equal to its toughness. So that's expensive, but that seems really good. Oh, and then we've got a cool Retro Foil Recoil. Return target permanent to its owner's hand, then that player discards a card. Very nice. And we've got a foil Chain Lightning. And then we've got our island and we've got our goblin. Need to replicate that kind of pack, but with like a bunch of mythics and rares, I reckon. Is that even possible? Has anybody managed to do that yet? Right. Just pull the sleeve up. Right, Horseshoe Crab. What was that in? That's in one of the sets I used to play. Pacifism, Polluted Mire, Mystic Zealot, Sunclasp, Undying Rage, Wild Dogs, Snap, Street Wraith, Orim's Thunder, Sawtooth Loon. That's a pretty cool picture. Do like that. I keep wandering off to the top and left, don't I? Invigorating Boon and a Dampening Sphere. Sweet. Oh, we've got a rare land. So these are like reveal lands, aren't they? Oh no, unless you control one already. I do quite like these lands though still. Seems useful. Right, plains and a squirrel. Always with the squirrel tokens. Can I actually open this like a professional? No. Okay. Right, where are we at? Right, so we want to be above this stack, don't we? Okay, Coal Stoker, Jeldoran Gargoyle, Penumbra Bobcat. Oh, that's a pretty high tide. Oh, that's really pretty. I like that a lot. That's awesome. Spark Spray, Seaton's Desire, Obsessive Search, Urborg Cypher Mage, Ication Javelineers, and the Maestale Hystrodon, or Hystrodon. Valduk, Keeper of the Flame, Quicksilver Dagger. Oh, sweet. Got an Entomb. That is super sweet. Just for the art. I don't actually know what the card does. Search your library for a card, then put that card into your graveyard, then shuffle. Seems good. Oh, and then we got a Retro Peregrine Drake. And then we got a Forest. That's such a cool picture. Auntie Kaz just says to me, oh yeah, but I've got loads from like many years ago. It's like, oh, okay. Well, it's still a cool picture and I'm still glad I've got one. And then I've got a sheep if in case I, what was it? Omnivise someone? Can't remember what it was called now. Right, go away. Okay, oh, another Remote Isle. Chain Lightning, Primal Boost, Urborg Uprising, Kavu Primarch, Overnize. There we go, that's what we need to turn in things into sheep. Duress, Savannah Lions, and Avarax. Now we've got Radha, the heir to Keld. That's pretty cool. Oh, that's really cool. Nice card that is. Tormod's Crypt, Circular Logic. Ooh, Last Chance. So there's a mythic. Take an extra turn after this one. At the beginning of that turn's end step, you lose the game. I feel like I've seen that before. Not the most amazing card in the world, but okay. Retro Impulse. And then a Swamp and an Elemental. Okay, now we're into the second third of the box. All right, so we've got a Dragon Engine, Terra, so pretty, Terminal Moraine, Phyrexian Rager, just don't want it, Lull, Glintwing Invoker, Hyalopterus Lemur, that's the best I'm ever going to say that, Sunclasp, Goblin Medics, and then we're on to a Flame Tongue Kavu, Phyrexian Scooter, surely that's, should be like to have two wheels somewhere or something. A Zombie Infestation. Oh, and a Pashlik Mons. Now, what is that from? That's from an old set. Tell me what the crack is in the comments, please. Pashlik Mons. That's going down there. And then a Mesa Enchantress. Nice. Nice uncommon retro. And then an island and a squirrel. Multi-squirrel in this pack. Right, Battlefield Scrounger. So I don't feel like I'm doing the best in this so far. Ichor Slick, Drifting Meadow. I mean, the Sylvan Library is super sweet, and that High Tide was beautiful as well. But Last Chance, and only having two mythics out of like a third of the box. Hope this pulls its weight in the future. Wretched Anurid, Momentary Blink, Skirk Prospector, Giant Spider, Gerard's Verdict. Oh, we're on to our uncommons. Squirrel Nest. Oh, that's why we need the squirrels. A Wall of Junk. That is so awesome. Oh, and a Hinterland Harbour. So another one of those lands where you have to already have one in play. That's great. And then we've got a common retro, Frantic Search, and a swamp and some random magic card. Not even a token. Okay, Wormfang Drake, Smouldering Crater, Peregrine Drake, the Werebear, Impulse, Festering Goblin, Radiance Judgment. That's quite cool. The Suck-Atar Lancer, Break Asunder. Oh, and then we're on to Spiritmonger, Dragon Whelp. Yeah, I remember that as well. Illusion and Reality. Oh, and then a really nice retro Oversold Cemetery. That's pretty. Oh, and then a foil Pashalik Mons. That's pretty sweet as well. Cool. Put them there, and then that's away. So we're starting to see some slightly more fruity packs. That's where it's at, right? Man of War, Nomad Decoy, Deep Analysis, Counterspell. Nice. Nightscape Familiar, Remedy. I feel like that's an old card. Subterranean Scout, Sandstorm. That's some great artwork there. So if you can see that, that's just pretty. That'd be pretty useful as well. Fact or Fiction. Trevor's Ruins. Go, Trevor, go. Fire Blast. You may sacrifice 2 mountains rather than pay this spell's mana cost. Does that mean you have to sacrifice them off the table, or can you do it out of hand? And then Fire Blast deals. Oh, sacrifice actually always off the table. See, I told you I'm a what's it noob. Lotus Blossom, that's cool. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may put a petal counter on Lotus Blossom, sacrifice it for X. Cool. Oh, and a nice retro Mind Stone, that's sweet. Oh, and a foil Terror. That is the pretties. Look at that. That is great. Loving that. Island and a Goblin. Right, what are we at now? Phyrexian Debaser, Avon Fisher, Evil Eye of Orms by Gore, Frantic Search, Phyrexian Ghoul, Spirit Link, Ridgetop Raptor, Elvish Aberration, and then we're into some uncommons. Call of the Herd, Avon Fate Shaper, that's cool. And then Wax and Wane. And then we've got a Siege Gang Commander. Okay, gang. Oh, and a retro counterspell. That's very nice. Oh, naughty. And a great looking foil Street Wraith borderless. That is just very nice. That's really nice. Can you see that, kids? That's so cool. Right. And then an Island and a Griffin. Where's the mythics, man? Right. Phantom Flock. Horseshoe Crab. Pacifism. I'm going to put this up here. It's so pretty. Let's put it over Last Chance. Forget you, Last Chance. Polluted Mire. Leaden Fists. Goblin Turncoat. White Mane Lion. Ember Beast. Emerald Charm. Oh, sweet. Got an icy manipulator. Got an icy. Man, I wish I had one of those back in the 90s. Do you remember it used to have that picture with the hand holding the crystal ball? Was that that? Yeah, I think that was that. That was awesome. Deadwood Tree Folk. Recognise the name of that card. And then Crucis's Catacombs. Oh, and then we got another one of those lands. Okay, cool, man. Soulful Fools. A nice Spiritmonger retro. And then we're on to the Mountain and Elemental. These piles are all getting a little bit leery, aren't they? I feel like I've just... might as well just have done that in the first place. Okay, let's rearrange these piles. I feel like the commons are getting a little bit out of hand. You can go over there. Right. There we go. Right. Okay, Mystic Zealot, Coalstoker, Geldorian Gargoyle, Ornithopter, Aquamoeba, Twisted Experiment, nice, Oromancer, Grape Shot. Now, Auntie Kaz runs some disgusting Izzet deck that does Grape Shot and Storm and is so annoying. However, oh no, yeah, Storm. It's also got Ripple in it as well. However, he always misses his Ripple, which cracks me up and also winds him up with something rotten, so it's awesome. Stonewood Invoker, Cloud of Fairies, Dragon Blood. Oh, okay. Confiscate. Oh, a Nantuko Monastery. Oh, okay, so that becomes a 4/4 green and white insect monk for Threshold. So, oh, that's pretty cool. If you've got 7 or more cards in your graveyard, that's pretty cool. Oh, now you're talking. Look at that Wrath of God. That's all right. Retro Wrath of God. Yes, please. Love that. Do you reckon it's being mardy with me because I've covered up my mythic with like a better looking card? Mog War Marshal, Battlefield Scrounger, Goblin Matron, such a useful card. Great card. Fidea Seer, Cackling Fiend, Cleric of the Forward Order, Jalum Tone, that was in Brothers, wasn't it? Skirk Prospector, Kavu Primarch, Into the Uncommons, Nature's Law, Crop Rotation, great card. Dark Withering, fantastic artwork. That is beautiful. Oh, and it's got madness and stuff. Cool. And then Arcanus the Omnipotent. Tap to draw 3 cards, blah, blah, return them to your owner's hand. Seems pretty useful. Oh, and then we've got a retro White Mane Lion. And bye-bye land and token. Wow. I feel like I'm getting mildly stiff there. What, we've got 2... well, 1 good mythic and then 1 not so great mythic. But at least we've got a pretty street wraith and we've got an awesome looking High Tide. But apart from that, it doesn't seem to have hit too much. We've got a Mind Stone, Renewed Faith, we're well over halfway as well. Solar Blast, Impulse, Howl from Beyond. That's cool. That's great art. What a great picture that is. Momentary Blink, Goblin Medics, Lull, Into the Uncommons, Slice and Dice. That is awesome. When you cycle Slice and Dice, you have it do. Oh, okay, that's quite cool. So it's like cycling with a bit of extra. Order in Chaos, Pain and Suffering. Birds of Paradise. Not a retro one though, but still cool. And then we've got Gerard's Verdict. Sorry, that kind of went off the thing. Oh, and then we've got a foil Mystic Enforcer. Human Nomad Mystic that looks a bit like a cat. Okie doke. Mountain Construct. Oh, coming to like the end of the second third. We've got a sad face amount of mythics. Got some really nice rares, but oh my god, man. Right, Slippery Cast, Penumbra Bobcat, Dragon Engine, Aquamoeba, Festering Goblin. Oh, that's quite useful. White Mane Lion, Empty the Warrens, and Seton's Desire. Then we've got a Gamekeeper. That's pretty cool. A bit expensive, but really useful. Necro Savant. That's a great picture. That is so cool. Oh, excuse me. Darragar's Caldera. Oh, naughty. So, there you go. There's a mythic that's worth having. It's an Urza's Incubator. As Urza's Incubator enters the battlefield, choose a creature type. Creature spells of the chosen type cost 2 less to cast. Wow. That is all kinds of awesome. Then we've got a retro Elvish Spirit Guide. Very nice. And we've got a foil Maze-Tail Histrodon. Okay. All right. Well, our third mythic was all right? I'll take that. Okay. In with the Jugger. Crowsan Restorer. Chain Lightning. Drifting Meadow. Frantic Search. Urborg Siphon Mage. Natch. Or Orim's Thunder. And then another Grape Shot. I quite like that picture though. That is pretty gnarly. A Giant Spider, classic. And then a Veiled Serpent. And then we've got a Faceless Butcher. Nice. High Tide again. Undead Gladiator. Oh, into Jester's Cap. Yes. I will take it. That is great. Great card. Oh, that's all right, that is. Nice. Okay. Kind of got a little bit of heat in the last couple of packs. Jester's Cap's probably rubbish now, but I tell you now, when I was playing Ice Age, I love the artwork. That blue and white hat, man. And he was on the front of the box and everything. Looked amazing. Man of War, Smouldering Crater, Wretched Anurid, Radiance Judgment, Undying Rage, Emerald Charm, Leaden Fists, Mesa Enchantress, Dread Return, Night and Day. Then we've got Opposition. That's pretty cool. And then we've got a really nice retro Nature's Law. And then we've got a Plains. Okay, right, straighten this up. Right, we're into the last third. Let us pray. Okay. Oh, that's the wrong way around. So we've got an Urborg Uprising, Primal Boost, Mystic Zealot, Lightning Reflexes, Street Wraith, Auramancer, Succotar Lancer, Stonewood Invoker, Cloud of Fairies, Hyalopterus Lemur, can't say that for toffee, Gem Palm Incinerator, that's pretty cool, Flesh Reaver, Improvised Armour, ooh, and a Retro Hunting Grounds, Mythic. So as long as you have 7 or more guards in your graveyard, Hunting Grounds has, whenever an opponent casts a spell, you may put a creature card from your hand onto the battlefield. Okay, I bet that's not worth much, but the effect is ace. That's really cool. Okay, Burden Plains. So we've had some really interesting mythics, haven't we? We've had like Sick Mythic, Borderless, Covered Up Mythic, Bobbins, Sick Mythic, Retro Mythic, possibly good, but not worth much. Well, definitely good, but just not worth much. Okay, Deep Analysis, Werebear, Phyrexian Rager, not Ranger, Vigilant Sentry, Spark Spray, Wild Growth, Snap, Goblin Turncoat, Sacrifice Goblin, Regenerate Goblin Turncoat. Okay. Cleric of the Forward Order. They need to do like, what was it, Order of the Eben Hand. Do you remember them? And there was a white version as well from Fallen Empires. They're ace. Pumpable 2/1s with First Strike. Lovely. Voice of All. Oh, Mishra's Factory. Ace. Recoil. We got a funky one of them, didn't we, earlier on? Tutor. Nice. Worldly Tutor. and a retro high tide. So we've got all the high tides out of this box, which is probably not the greatest seeing as they're uncommon, but I don't know, makes me happy. We've got 3 out of 4 of a playset. Oh no, we've got 4 out of 4 of a playset, right? We've got the borderless one, we've got that retro one, and I think we've had 2 others. So that's quite cool. Right. Terminal Moraine, Geldor and Gargoyle. There's something purple down there, so we'll have a see what that is. Evil Eye of Orms by Gore, Phantom Flock, a Flame Tongue Kavu. That's ace picture. Pretty good effect as well. Nice. Avarax, Wild Dogs. Oh, that's an uncommon. So when you have a borderless uncommon, that turns up halfway through the old common slot. Overnize, Twisted Experiment, Spirit Link. Oh, Ship's Caretaker again. Battle Screech. And then we're bopping it again with a foil giant spider for the tease. Ah, this swamp looks ace. Auntie Cat's probably got half a box full or something stupid, but I do like that swamp. Really cool. And then a zombie token. Right. 4 mythics. Does that seem good to you? I've got a second box of this to do, but I don't know, interesting. Coal Stoker, Peregrine Drake, Phyrexian Debaser, Ridgetop Raptor, Sandstorm, Obsessive Search, Nightscape Familiar, Remedy. Ooh, Chainer's Edict. I've always wanted to know what this does. Target player sacrifices a creature and then it's got a flashback. Okay, that seems all right for a black and a colourless. That's quite cool. Congregate, we've got something funky coming up. Dodecapod. Wow. So we've got the Richard Kane Ferguson Art Enlightened Tutor borderless. That is one pretty card. So we've got 2 tutors now, that's awesome. Then we've got a Retro Wild Growth. And naturally a foil common Mog War Marshal. I suppose you could do a pretty good goblin set out of these. That's pretty cool. Right, 2, 4, 6. So this is the last. This is the last card in the first half of the last third. So there you go. So what's that? The last card in the 5th, 6th of this box. So Ichor Slick, Horseshoe Crab, Terror for the Pretties, Nomad Decoy. Oh, we've not had a Royal Assassin either. That's disappointing. Ember Beast, Symbiotic Beast, Hermetic Study, Duress, Savannah Lions. I know that's sad that I'm waffling on about that, but seriously, that is like probably the only card that I truly want. I had a Royal Assassin back in the day. It's one of the very few rares that I had. So I was kind of obsessed. Swords, so when I saw it in this set, I was like, I want to have one. Swords to Plowshares, Valduck Keeper of the Flame, Quicksilver Dagger, and then Savin's Reclamation. And a Renewed Faith. And then an Island and a Cat. Right, last 6th of the box. Can't believe there's only 4 mythics in this box, man. That feels bad even by like Crimson Vow standards. Right, Wormfang Drake, Primal Boost, Pacifism. Do you reckon they put all of the mythics in the flipping collector boosters and then they forgot about my box? Jalum Tone, Macetail Histrodon, Elvish Aberration, great picture. Glintwing Invoker, Phyrexian Ghoul, another ace picture. Really are pretty. Vigilant Sentry. We're on to the split cards. Spite and Malice, Rith's Grove, Millikin, and then Divine Sacrament. We've had that as well. That's a dupe, isn't it? Frustrating. And then we've got a Droner's Crusade in the retro. Have we had that in retro as well already? That'd be frustrating if we have. Moving on. Okay. Mog War Marshal. I've got a foil one of them and God knows what else. Renewed Faith. Just got a foil one of them. Penumbra Bobcat. Drifting Meadow. Empty the Warren. Symbiotic Beast. Hermetic Study, Howl from Beyond, Icacian Javeliniers, Subterranean Scout. Life and Death. All lands you control become 1/1 creatures until end of turn. They're still lands. Return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. You lose life equal to its mana value. Okay. Tatiova Benthic Druid. That's pretty cool. The Avinomancer. I remember that artwork. What set was that in? The Ovnimancer. I can't remember what set that was in. Oh, we've got a retro rare. Forgotten Ancient. That looks cool, man. Whenever a player casts a spell, you may put a +1/+1 counter on Forgotten Ancient. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may move any number of +1/+1 counters from Forgotten Ancient onto other creatures. Auntie Kaz, that feels like that might be quite good in your modular deck. And then Bosh, we'll go over there. So we have had some highlights here, haven't we? Got that Enlightened Tutor, that's a pretty. Bops. Worldly Tutor. Oh, we'll go through this at the end, but just to mess up my piles right at the last minute, that's where it's at. Okay, 5 left. Oops. Right. Solar Blast. Don't think I've seen that yet. Dragon Engine, Juggernaut, something funky at the back here. Polluted Mire, Break Asunder, Counterspell looking pretty. Cackling Fiend, Sunclasp, Undying Rage. That's cool. Don't think I've seen that yet either. Lightning Rift, Stand and Deliver. We made that bad joke last time. Floodgate. Oh, Arborea. That's a nice picture, that is. I like that. Momentary Blink in the retro. We'll put that over there for the fun and games. So we've got quite a few border list cards, especially like a mythic, some funky rares in border list as well. So that's pretty cool. Mindstone, Smouldering Crater, Goblin Matron, Wild Dog, Snap, Street Wraith, Orim's Thunder, Spark Spray, Fire and Ice, Thieving Magpies. Oh, hold on, I bet that one's a uncommon. Thieving Magpies, the old Elvish Spirit Guide. Are we going to get any mythics here, or are we just going to have 4 in this entire box? Umbilicus. At the beginning, okay, that's an interesting artifact. And then a retro Flame Tongue Kavu to go with our borderless one, our normal one, and a nice foil Battlefield Scrounger. Okay, onwards and upwards. Ornithopter, Wormfang Drake, Croson Restorer, Man o' War, Sitten's Desire, Obsessive Search, Urborg Cypher Mage, Icacian Javelineers, got a playset of them now, Macetail Hystrodon, Mystic Enforcer, that thing needs to meow, Illusion and Reality, Dampening Sphere, Another Hunting Grounds, Happy Days. Ah, Retro Icy, that's nice. Awesome, duplication and everything, I love it. Who selected this box for me? Utter bobbins. Right, next one, Slippery Cast, Chain Lightning, Remote Isle, Peregrine Drake. This is penultimate pack as well. So we've ended up with 5 mythics, 2 of which are dupes. Awesome sauce. Duress, Savannah Lions, Avarax, Lull, Phyrexian Scooter, Griffin Guide, Drownoo's Crusade, and a Vexing Sphinx. I know how he feels. Right, last pack. Can we get anything that's worth it? Or that's any cop? Terminal Moraine, Terror, Battlefield Scrounger, Glintwing Invoker, Hyalopterus Lemure, Sunclasp, Goblin Medics, Wild Growth, Veiled Serpent, a Terravore, Tormod's Crypt, Storm Eternity, and Lieutenant Dan. Blind him. After this, I might go and get Legless as well. And then a retro foil Lull. Okay. Well, it's interesting because like I've watched people open collector boxes on YouTube, but I've gone out of my way to avoid draft boxes. But this feels mildly underwhelming. Like one mythic that I just don't give a monkey's about. The 2 tutors is nice. Sylvan Library obviously is really nice. The Urza's Incubator I wanted, so that's great. But you're missing a whole slew of mythics there. 5 mythic box is really interesting because that just feels low. So maybe this is just a pump box basically. I've got another box, so I'll probably carve through that and see what that's like. But I feel mildly disappointed here. Got 2 Lieutenant Dans because I can see them sticking out. So great. Got some retro rares. Got quite a few. Got the Jester's Cap, which is cool. Oh, we've got 2 bops. Oh, we've got 1 retro and 1. So you know, that's kind of cool because I was never going to buy what's it, 30 Magic 30 Lotus Blossom. I'm sure I got a Lotus Blossom or a Lotus Petal as a flipping what's it, list pull the other day. Oversold Cemetery, that's just looks cool. The foil Pashalik Mons is nice, but in general more doubling up. Yeah, I think I'm a bit disappointed with that box. Tell me what you think in the comments. Right, I think that's it for me. I'm just going to go and get a hanky and have a little weep, and then I might open my other box. Not sure yet. Right, bye-bye.
If you enjoyed this episode of 2 Man Meta, don't forget to like and subscribe to stay up to date as we release multiple episodes each week. If you would like to help support the channel, check out the links in the description below, as well as links to our social media pages. Thank you for watching. See you next episode.